Malaysia Marine areas divide into 4 sub-areas, which is the east coast of Peninsula Malaysia, the west coast of Peninsula Malaysia, the coast of Sabah and the coast of Sarawak. Malaysia Marine capture fisheries categories into 2 main types, which is inshore fisheries and the second type is deep sea fisheries. Malaysia claims that Peninsula Malaysia is the biggest exclusive economic zones in Malaysia, which encompasses 55% of total areas. Sabah areas of exclusive economic zone is 60% and 90% is Sarawak areas. The diagram below shows the fisheries comprehensive listening policy that divide the fisheries zones into 4 zones. As you can see, the fisheries comprehensive listening policy divide Malaysia fishing area into 4 zones, which is zone A is 0 to 5 miles from shores, reserved for traditional fisheries. Zone B is 5 to 12 miles from shores for commercial fisheries that use gear. Zone C is 12 to 30 miles from shore for commercial fisheries that use boats 40 GRT, and the last zone is zone C2 is 30 miles from shores or above that is for commercials that use boats 70 GRT and above. Next, the table 1 shows the number of registered fishermen and vessels of Malaysia, and the table 2 shows the number of fishermen working on licensed fishing vessel by Fishing Gear Group. Our objective in this research is to identify the types of fishing vessels used in Malaysia and to study the relationship of annual fishing catch with the fishing vessel.
In this lecture review, firstly we will see the difference between a vessel and a boat, and the second one we will see the safety of small fishing boats, and the last one is technology that is in fishing vessels. So firstly, what is the difference between a vessel and a boat? So a vessel is any kind of floating objects that used for transport people or cargo, while boat is a smaller vessels. And according to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United States Nation, vessel is a floating object of any kind and size operating in fresh water and marine areas that used for catching, transporting, landing, preserving and processing of fish. And the second one is the safety of small boats. And according to the Royal Institution of Naval Architects, the feature and issues related to the safety of small fishermen is low freeboard that caused by the flooding and capsize. And the second one is low stability because many small boats are built with no involvement of naval architects. And the third one is small boats have cramped working condition where the crews work very close to the machine and tend to be caught up in winch. And the last one is the technology that used in fishing vessels. So the technology that used in fishing vessel is the refrigeration, and according to the previous study, there were 3 refrigeration that used in fishing vessels. The first one is the compression refrigeration system about tuna seines, and the second one is absorption refrigeration system, and the last one is the suction system for producing chilled water.
Okay, next we continue to research method that we use for this study. The model formed in this study is using an econometric model, which is a multiplier linear regression model. Determination R2 adjusted. Then we perform a t-test, f-test and f-test, Fisher test. After the research evaluate the parameter of the selected econometric model and has collected the relevant data, then the research need to estimate the parameter of equation. A dependent variable is a dependent variable respond when associated with the independent variable, while the independent variable is an independent variable or a variable that is dependent variable. Did any study that is multiplying the sugar in the rice is used as the
Number of import-powered fishing vessels in Malaysia 2008 until 2017. The graph shows an increase of 150 vessels in 2009 and decrease again to 2021 by 734 vessels and increase in 2013 by 97 vessels and lastly increase again to 2017 by 1,792 vessels. Thus, the whole thing shows a constant decline. Total fishing vessels outboard powered in Malaysia from 2008 to 2017. The graph shows that the year in 2008 increased to 2014 by 17,576 vessels and decreased again to 2017 by 3,780 vessels. Next, I will explain about regression analysis. YI is number of fishing vessels in Malaysia. XI1 is total aquaculture exports in Malaysia. XI2 is total imports of aquaculture in Malaysia. XI3 is population in Malaysia. Beta 0 is shortcut Y at 0 time. Beta 1, Beta 2 and Beta 3 is parameters for this variable. In the coefficiency test, we will explain about the non-dependent variables used in conducting studies such as the volume of aquaculture exports, the total import of aquaculture and the population being considered constant. In t-test analysis, we will explain about SO, mean variables influenced by all the mean draggers and H1 lead draggers are not affected by all non-leaning draggers.
Technology used for fishing vessel. First, history of fishing vessel. Before the standardization in the 1950, the design of fishing vessel varied to region to region. Traditional vessels were made up of wood, but due to high maintenance costs and smaller life, they had gone obsolete, and outer safety and durable material are now in use for the production of fishing vessel. Number 2, recreational fishing vessel. Commercial fishing vessel or industry fishing vessel are the vessels employed for catching fish and other seafood, generally from wild fisheries, for commercial profit. Commercial fishing is responsible of availing a large quantity of food for many countries around the globe, but this is done with the help of deep sea fishing vessel and rather a difficult job to do due to understanding of big ocean. And the last, future of fishing vessel. The fishing industry alone employs 1.5 crore people in the country. Fishing vessels should be designed as per the standard and on the basis of the concept of sustainable development. Fishing vessels should be such that they could meet the local and export demand of the nation.
It is assumed that the first variable is that the volume of aquaculture exported has a calculated value of T critical. So the volume of aquaculture export cannot affect the volume of aquaculture production. Only the population can affect the total production of aquaculture. Therefore, the zero hypothesis is rejected. From our search, we found that the trend of marine fish landing increased at approximately 0.78% to 0.87% in 1 year, from 2008 until 2009. There is a decrease in the trend of marine fish landing that is as much as 17.89%. From 2010 until 2008, because the way of fishing used the traditional way again. We also know that the recreational fishing vessels are vessels which are not dedicated to fishing alone. Rather, fishing is done through this boat for fun and amusement. As is in any domain, even in the aspect of fishing boat, various evolutionary methodologies have come to be adopted over the course of time. Therefore, the relationship of an well fish catch and fishing vessel has a very strong correlation, because good fishing vessel will cause fish landing to increase and coupled with increasingly high technology fishing equipment.